Chris Young, a temp who worked for Marsh & McLennan Insurance Company, delivered a box of materials to a meeting on the 99th floor of the World Trade Center's North Tower. He made sure his boss's PowerPoint presentation was working. She said he could leave. He took the lift down to the 78th floor to transfer to an express lift to the ground. Young, 33, had never been alone in one of the giant express elevators, which took just 60 seconds to descend 1,000 feet. He jumped up and down to see whether it felt lighter than air. It didn't. He started to dance, and he sang some of his favorite show tunes. Then, American Airlines Flight 11 hit the North Tower at 8:46. The elevator jerked, screeched to a halt and bounced. The lights fell from the ceiling, but still worked, dangling. A gush of wind blew through the elevator. Young rolled into a ball on the floor. The digital locator in the elevator showed he was in the lobby. He rang the alarm bell. Eventually, a man's voice came over the intercom. Young told him his location and elevator number. The man said someone would get him soon. When nobody had come, by 9:15, Young started yelling, "Hello, hello!" People trapped in the next elevator yelled back. In muffled shouts, they explained their predicament. The 7 in the other elevator said they had not been able to reach anyone on their intercom. Young said he would call on his. At 9:40 a.m. a voice came over the intercom again. It sounded like a different man. He didn't seem aware that Young had already reported his situation. Young repeated his location and told him about the 7 people in the neighbouring elevator. He said, "We've got people working on it. We'll get you out, and we'll get them out too," Young recalls. Young asked whether he should try to get out of the elevator himself. The man said no, it's best not to try free yourself. Young yelled to his neighbours to tell them he'd made contact, but no one answered. They had escaped on their own and had told firefighters about Young. After the silence, Young decided he would try to pry open the doors. They would not budge. A long, loud rumble began. A gush of wind filled his elevator with yellow dust. He rolled into a ball again, his shirt covering his head. The South Tower had just collapsed. Young punched the intercom button again and heard a recording. He began humming The Impossible Dream. After 20 minutes, the electricity went out. Young punched the alarm button in Morse code for SOS. He tried the doors again. This time they slid open easily. He was in the ground floor lobby. Young didn't realize it, but the power failure had released his elevator's doors by cutting power to the motor keeping them shut. Young went into the next elevator and banged on it. Silence. He slid open the doors. It was empty. He looked around. The lobby was deserted. He walked outside through the broken lobby windows. He was half a block away when a firefighter yelled, "Run!" Young was the last person to escape an elevator. The North Tower collapsed at 10:28 a.m.